Oh, I need to pull up the chat. I don't see the chat.
Dang,
Let's see.
Malik and Slim only getting oh, Pat and Gongwa is gonna get some love today, man. Pat and Gongwa is gonna get some love today, man.
There
Yeah,
we go.
Duke 9-0, baby.
Yes, yes, yes.
Let's go, Duke. Hold on, forgot to do my Oh wow. Oh, chat move. You talk about escape, man. I don't care. I don't care. In three in 3 months, we gonna say Duke one by one, or we gonna say Duke won. I don't care.
Yeah. A win is a win. Al Davis. Just win, baby. What do you mean I showed back up again?
Wow.
Wasn't I
That's
on the last show?
maybe because we didn't do the last one because you were unavailable. But I don't think people
I
knew
thought
that.
I thought we did do the. I was here for Arkansas, wasn't I?
We didn't do Arkansas. It
No,
was
we didn't. We didn't.
Thanksgiving.
No, we didn't do. Oh, that's right. That's right. We did. We did like a pre. We did a pre. We did
Yeah,
a post
preview.
MT
Yeah.
pre. Yeah.
What is that? 3 ranked wins? Three ranked wins. Yes.
Yeah, I had. For the blackout, I had to bust out the black hat today.
Yeah, we have a lot of calls today, y'all. We're gonna have a long caller segment. And I think
We're going to do as much as we can. We're going
as
to have to
much as
get
we
to it quickly.
can.
A lot to talk about.
Cause it's a lot. It's like at 10 calls right now. Yeah, I did a spaces. Shout out to everyone who tuned in. I did actually call Nick Kamenia starting there, which they didn't really do much for us, but whatever.
He was hurt. I'm giving that
Mhm.
a pass.
Hold on. Let's go.
The three of you guys, man, thank you for what you guys do, and appreciate you guys having me on.
We were trying not to score and everything. We hit about 33s or something.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of felt that. We kind of feed off that energy.
This place is amazing. Like I really love Duke, and I love the atmosphere I'm in here.
Mark Williams, beast mode. Paolo first half, he had the cramping stuff. Fair enough. Beast mode.
We are black. I said black. I'm supposed to. I am black. Yo, we dressed in all black. I meant to say we're dressed in all black. That just whatever. We are back. We are back. The Crazy Cast is back. After a thrilling, nervous, wrecking. I don't even know the adjectives to describe that game because it was all over the place. We went from we're gonna blow these dudes out to it's gonna be one for the century. But Isaiah, Showtime, Slim came through at the end with a big shot off Shire's I think it's becoming Shire's favorite play, the little goal screen action. Cam pops to Isaiah. We saw it at the end of the first half against what was that game in the Garden? I was there, Kansas. So I think this Duke is quietly figuring out their little go-to play at the end of the game, which is better than last year, where the end of game situations in early season were a little scary for us. But regardless of how ugly it was, Duke won, and that's all that matters. I'm here with my guy Russ. What's up, Russ? How you feeling? No, don't clip that. Stop. Don't clip that. We skip. Oh my gosh. No, we skipping that intro. I'm gonna edit out on YouTube.
This is the first time I've been included in a We Are Black
God.
That did not have out drunk come immediately after it. Yeah, in the words of Al Davis, just win, baby. We got the win. It's all that really matters. I think one thing, I've seen a few people be like, oh, the offense. The offense was not good in the second half, but it was very good in the first half. It went quite well in the first half. And more than anything, what I take away from this is the importance of first halves, right? We've had some slow first halves so far this season. Did not have a slow first half today, right? Had a huge first half. And if we don't have that first half that's huge, like where are we in this game? We might not win, right? Like having a huge beginning to a game is very, very important, even if the second half struggles happen, because every team, especially a team as good as Florida, well coached as Florida, et cetera, that they're going to go on runs. We're going to have cold streaks, right? Like that's going to happen. So start hot, and when they punch back, at least we've got a little bit of buffer there. I mean, I think that's really, really important. I was really happy to see the first half. I was also just great to see the win. I mean, this was a Q1 opportunity at home to get a win. You can't be up double digits at the half and blow that opportunity. You just can't. Like we'll have one more for sure Q1 opportunity at home, like, but outside of that, like maybe we'll get a second, maybe, but like those are just rare chances that you have to take advantage of, and we did. And frankly, title teams win games like this. You're going to lose some games like this. Title teams also lose some games like this, but at home with a big lead, this is really one that we needed to hold on to, and we did. So that's that. And I'm very, very proud of Slim, for who was obviously struggling to shoot the rock, today. His light is always green. It'll never be yellow, right? And this is why, because, when you need him, for whatever reason, when the shots are really hard or really like tough or badly needed, that's when they go in. It's when we have like a big lead and he's wide open that they don't go in, right? But he made it. Malik with the huge deflection. I mean, Cam Boozer, obviously, I don't even need to say anything about him, I don't think. I mean, he's the very obvious front runner for National Player of the Year. I mean, I'm really overjoyed that we got the win. Would have rather the offense looked a little better in the second half. The fact that a 2-3 zone was kind of giving us issues when everybody passes really well and we generally have some shooters out there. I know you're going to talk about the 3 big man lineup a little bit, Zion, but like we should be able to deal with the 2-3 zone quite easily, and we weren't able to in the second half, which I thought was strange. But again, maybe that's a bit of an anomaly. It'll give us some really good tape, to figure it out. And out of all the teams we're going to play that could 2-3 zone us, Florida is easily like one of the biggest, if not the biggest we'll play all year. So again, maybe that's just a learning curve for a very young team against a very experienced team. But overjoyed to get the win. That's the end.
Yeah, I think more obviously, most importantly, we won the game. And I know you said I don't know if there's much you can say on Cam Boozer. Cam Boozer, man, that dude is special, dog. I mean, even if the second half was a little rougher, I mean, this is the toughest front court to play against in college basketball, without a doubt. I don't care, what you think about Michigan or like in terms of physicality.
I was about to say it's in the top 2.
But in terms of physicality, obviously being veterans, I think this is probably the most physical team he'll go against. I think Yaxel Mara
until Saturday.
Okay, team front court. This is the most physical front court he will go against, in my opinion. Because Robert Chunyelu, that's my guy right there. He's a physical beast. He's just all physicality. And then obviously you have the vets like Condon and Houck and the other dude Haggleton.
God, Houck can ball, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's nasty. But more importantly, Cam, that dude's different. I mean, I think he's starting to figure it out. I think there was a lot of worries and issues about his finishing ability. I think we can put that to rest now. It's over. It's over. He just went against, a rock solid front line and he dominated them for much of that game. The offense was nasty. It was very nasty. It got to a point, I was just like, I don't even know. A lot of it too, even in that zone, was a little bit of overpassing. Like there was times when Isaiah got into the paint for some reason. He wanted to kick it out to Cam. Kamenia got into the paint. He had a great mid-range shot, but he decided to kick it out. I don't know if it's because Shire has eliminated the mid-range. I do think we would have benefited for some mid-range looks this game, but it's a learning experience. It was a learning experience for sure. I think this will be a good tape for them to learn from. But Boozer-Ngongba is the story to me. That kid is ridiculous. That kid is ridiculous. But we've said all along, like, this is the type of game that he would flourish in. A game with that has a front court that's not running him off the making him run out to the 3-point line. A game where he can be a little bit physical, sit in the paint a little bit. He got in trouble with that Boogie Flan 3 because he just sat back and stayed in drop. But for most of that game, I think he did a pretty good job of defending the rim. I mean, really good job. 5 blocks. You cannot ask for more than that. 5 blocks. I think at points he did get beat on the boards, but I mean, it's gonna happen with Florida. That team is built to offensive rebound. But I think this was a breakout game for him. A lot of the offense, even a lot of Slim's buckets in the second half, was more of a product of Pat more than anything, his passing ability. So, I think for the guy, I forgot his name. I think it's like Brian Ralph, who said Boozer-Ngongba wouldn't break out this season. Yeah, I'm watching you, buddy. I'm not gonna call you out now. It's only 8 games, but I got tabs on you, buddy. We gonna revisit that tweet that you said Boozer-Ngongba wasn't gonna break out this season. But overall, definitely very happy with this front court. I think they're sending a message to the country that this front court is an elite front court in the country. But yeah, we have to talk about the guard play.
I just sent you our shot chart. You should pull it up and put it on the screen, man.
Let me see.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Where'd you send it?
To your text. I sent it your text. You want it in the chat?
That's work for me to upload it to.
Well, it's an image though. It's an image. Can I just drag and drop? Yeah, it's not gonna work.
You could tweet it at me, or like to DM me. I got it.
All right.
I'll pull it up. I'm pulling it up right
now.
All
right, I bet.
Talk about segue into it while I pull it up.
Yeah. So obviously, this team's been a little more analytically savvy this year, and again, part of that is just that we don't have dudes who like last year we had dudes who wanted to take some mid-rangers, right? Who were skilled in that respect, and so they wanted to do it. This year, we maybe don't have as many dudes who want to do that, who gravitate that way. And so then that just results in these pristinely analytically gorgeous shot charts in which we take 0 twos that are outside of the paint all game long. I mean, look at that. Look at that.
Bro, we really have eliminated the mid-range. It's crazy. Yo, this is nuts.
Yeah.
I was just saying that.
I
didn't think we actually didn't take a mid-range all game.
I mean, I think that's the whole game, isn't it? Aren't those the stats, the shooting stats for the whole game? Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's the whole game.
Crazy. That is crazy.
We had at least one other game like that too. I forget if it was the Arkansas game or the Kansas game. We had another one that was exactly like this. Yeah, I mean, I think this is beautiful. I mean, I think that in the first half, this system was working flawlessly. I just kind of think in the second half we missed a couple bunnies more than anything. To segue back to what you were about to talk about, Zion, the turnovers in the second half just seemed to be a bit more costly. I know we had 7 in the second half, 5 in the first, so maybe not that huge a difference, but like they just seemed to be heartbreak turnovers, and we had a couple of really ill-advised shots that also sort of go hand in hand with that, and a couple like bunnies. I mean, like there was at least one Slim that was a beautifully drawn up play that Slim usually makes, and he missed. Or Caleb got right into the paint, did a little floater where it was wide open, went off the back of the rim. there were just a couple of small opportunities like this that, if they go differently, then it's what it is. But like, I don't know. I think the offense generally should be fine. I think if Jimenez is in there more, he strikes me as a real great connecting piece on offense that makes the team better generally. Again, he between hurting his ankle and also maybe having like a bit of that I'm starting my first game, real game nerves, in a big thing like this. We've seen freshmen have that a little bit when they segue into roles, So he didn't play his best game. I tweeted during the Arkansas game that I thought that Nick starting was the move. Like I feel like Duke's best lineups are ones that include him. He does all the little things. He's not a one-way player. I mean, he's obviously better on offense than defense as of right now, but he's got a little bit of both, and he's also the first guy on the floor for loose ball. That kind of guy. So anyway, I'm not too worried about the offense long run. But in terms of the conversation about guards, yeah, this was following a game in which Caleb Foster played quite well. And I didn't think he was bad today. I mean, in terms of overall play, in terms of like what he was doing defensively while out on the court. Obviously, offensively, he didn't have a very good game. Caden just didn't really get to play that much, I feel like.
But he
had
did.
that one.
He did though, and he got ripped
Caden?
in the second. Yeah, in the second half. Remember, Boogie Flan ripped it from him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He only played 2 minutes in the second half, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and he got swiped, right? Yeah. So I don't know. Caden being young, I think he's going to continue to get better. That goes without saying. And Caleb might just be a guy who is a bit up and down in terms of his offense and what he gives us. I mean, hopefully with this roster, it'll continue to come around. Again, I thought he was quite good last game. But he also had a couple of plays that were a bit head scratcher, in the Arkansas game too, right? So
yeah,
I have no doubt that the discourse is going to get crazy when Duke does lose a game, and the first thing that they're going to point to is like, oh, the point guard play,
yeah.
But like, I don't know. I guess I'm not too worried about it generally when Pat passes as well as he does, Cam passes as well as he does. We're doing so much initiation of offense through the forwards, through the big men. So, like, as long as they're out there playing good defense and aren't liabilities, moving the ball well, I don't think it's that big a deal. But I realize that maybe that's just from having some conversations in which I know that the team obviously believes in these guys and thinks, the offense is going to run through Cam and Pat and guys like this and Malik when he's out there. So like, this is the team we have. This is the offense they're going to run. It worked really well for a half. It worked less well for the second half.
Yeah.
I kind of think it's fine in the long run, but I have no doubt that the first game we lose, the first thing people will go is, oh, but Caleb Foster, but the point guard play. Which, and maybe it'll be fair for that game. They weren't great today.
Well, Russ, you didn't get to get off your Arkansas Caleb Foster thoughts. I did on my spaces, but like, you wanted to say anything regarding that game?
He was good, right? I mean, I recall that he was quite good. Am I tripping? Am I misremembering?
Caleb
15
Foster?
points.
He was great.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I said multiple times in there. I was like, yeah, I thought he was really good against Arkansas. So then, like, for people to, like, the second – it doesn't matter, though. This is the thing, Zion. Like, even if he had – like, he's going to be up and down this season in all likelihood, right?
For sure.
But if he had 3 or 4 great games in a row and then a bad game, people are going to be like, see, I told you. What'd I tell you? Like, it just kind of is – It's the card he's been dealt by having a really rough season last year and being up and down this year until he's consistent, like, every time, reliable every time. Fans are going to be like, is he the guy? Is he the guy? That's what guards inherit when they choose to come to Duke. Right.
But honestly, I don't think a lot of people would have had their focus on him if Slim hit a couple shots tonight. Like, honestly, the Duke had a chance to, like, punch him in the mouth a couple times, even in that second half. I think they got up 9, and then Slim had a 3, butt naked, wide open, missed it. I think today was. I hope today is the worst game we will get from a combined Foster, Hermenia, Evans, Caden, and Dame, and even a little bit Darren too, because that was bad. Like that was bad. But I won't fully blame them fully because even that the offense when we had Malik and Pat and Cam Boozer all on the floor together, we were shooting ourselves in the foot. We were shooting ourselves in the foot with that one. I understand defensively we wanted to match up, but like offensively, we were just shooting ourselves in the foot. And we kind of relied on the Cam being Superman a lot. And that's gonna work a lot, but in a game like this, every possession matters. So, I think, for the future, I would prefer not to play that as much as we can. But I do understand the circumstances tonight of why they did it defensively. Rebounding, Brian in the chat. Rebounding was disgusting. It was disgusting tonight.
Yeah.
I don't even have an answer. I don't know what the fix is because they just got manhandled on the boards at least. What did the final? Let me see the final numbers on rebounding. 20 offensive rebounds. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I tell you what, on Saturday, that's not going to cut it.
Yeah,
that's not going to cut it on Saturday. If that happens Saturday, Duke will lose the game. Duke will lose if the rebounding is this bad, because that's all Michigan State does, right? They are a top 10 offensive rebounding team, like maybe the best offensive rebounding team in the country at the end of the day. And you just can't do that. Now, Florida also one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country, for obvious reasons. But like, yeah, you can't get eaten up on the defensive boards like that. And maybe part of that is the desire to run, especially when you're playing against a team that's so big. You want easy buckets, and easy buckets mean running. But like, if you're looking to run, you're not looking to crash the defensive glass consistently, and so that's a big problem. So we'll see.
Very, very big concern going into Saturday for sure. But I will say I don't think. I mean, Cam Carr does play. Not Cam Carr. Cohen Carr.
Cam Carr
is Baylor. I do think obviously he plays bigger because he has a 50-inch vertical. But he's not the obviously threat that Hauck is on the perimeter. So, there are some games that Michigan State just decides to hit threes, but more often than not, they shouldn't be hitting the threes. Shouldn't be as a threat from deep with their lineups. But it will be definitely an interesting game on Saturday. And if Duke does get that win, you have to start looking at the schedule and be like, okay, where's the first one going to be? Because this 10-0 with the stretch we've had, even regardless of some of the better teams looking worse than we thought they were going to be coming into the season, is still really, really impressive. I don't care. It's very impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I said I wanted in the 6 non-con games that we had that I were like, these are going to be hard games. So Kansas, Arkansas, Florida, Michigan State, Texas Tech, Michigan. I said before the season that if we went 4-2 in those games, then we've got a very 1-seed resume, and we're already 3-0. I mean, that's such a great start to have baked in. Again, another reason why you don't want to lose games when you already have like a big lead built up. Right, because you need to go 4-2, to pick up those big wins in situations like this. So yeah, Saturday's gonna be real tough. It's really Cooper and Kohler who are just like I was texting with a buddy of mine who's a Duke fan, and I was like, like playing goon teams like on the road, you know what I mean? Like, and I love nothing more than like a goon big man. I've often said that like some of my favorite Duke teams just have a big man where it's just like go in there and rebound and play defense and foul the hell out of the other, like be tougher than the other guy, right? Like that's Michigan State does that better than like any other team. pretty unbelievable. So like they are going to at home be punching our dudes in the mouth, sometimes literally at all times. And like Duke's going to have to find a way to crash the defensive glass against a team like Michigan State. Otherwise, they'll just keep getting opportunities and they'll score enough baskets to win. I mean, like that's just like the way it is, right? So, all right.
They're frying you. Oh my God.
I'm older, man. I'm older, man. This is a new use of this word to me.
Yeah, I know that. To be honest,
goon
goon used to mean something like you a tough guy. Like that used to be
correct. And now it says it means something else. Sure, whatever. Then whatever word you want to use that's the equivalent, I'm fine with that. But yeah, like I don't know, dude. That game is going to be really, really tough. Really tough. But again, we were 3-0 in those big important games already. And so that's huge for the resume. It goes without saying.
Very huge. Oh, pause. Do we want to go to colors?
Yeah, we might as well. I mean, is there any update on Jimenez's ankle? I know he went back in, but he sort of seemed, obviously not as effective as he had been. If somebody in the comments, we can start doing callers, and if somebody in the comments wants to say if Coach Shire said anything about Jimenez and how he's feeling and etc.
I mean, the fact he came back in the game, I mean, is a good sign. But obviously tomorrow he gonna feel that. He will feel that tomorrow.
He's gonna feel it, and he is so badly needed for Saturday. I think he's one of the guys. The fact that we weren't playing him, maybe he just wasn't as effective, right? But like, he is as one of the best rebounders on the team outside of Cam, Pat, Malik. In fact, he is, in terms of rebounding rate, the best rebounder on the team outside of those three. And to your point, I just think running Jimenez out there instead of Malik, you're not losing too much in terms of rebounding rate, but you are gaining a lot on offense. So I don't know. I think it'd be huge to have him on Saturday.
Yeah. Did anybody see anything?
I don't know. Let's start at those callers though, because you said we got a bunch, and there's no way we're getting to them all. But let's
some of them are like 3 seconds. Hold on, let me share this screen.
It's gonna be. Did you screen them first? There's no.
I screened most of them.
Okay.
Some of them are showed up as anonymous. Oh, I see Mark here. Shout out our guy Mike. I might play Mark first because I know that is a clean message. Sure. What time is it? 10%. Okay, let me play that one. Let me get an intro. It's time, y'all. It's time. Hold on. All right, Mark. Our guy Mark, first up, first caller.
Zion, Russ, what a night. Was it not? There are a lot of things I know Shire's going to pick apart in the film room and a lot to learn from, but this team already has more wins where they trailed in the last minute than last year did. Tonight showed they really can win without their best, when they're not shooting well, when the other team's strength aligns perfectly with a team who isn't shooting well, to defend well, to find a way to win, to make the big plays down the stretch. Just tremendously proud of this team. Thank you guys for the show, and go Duke.
Yeah, shout out to my guy Mark.
I think it's a good point that Florida is kind of arranged similarly to Duke, and frankly, Florida in the discourse, everybody's talking about Florida's guard play too. When you have really good forward and big man play, then everyone's kind of like, oh, but the guards. And, they struggled a lot today. Lee obviously struggled. Flan struggled until he got scorching hot down the last, 6 minutes or whatever. But yeah, I think that's an interesting point that they're similarly constructed teams. We won't face too many teams like that who have the sort of people who can play us that way.
And that's why I'm kind of confident we won't need to go to the desperation of that Malik lineup anymore, is because who will we really do that for at this point? Michigan State, I don't want to jinx it, and we see it on Michigan State, but Even their lineups. I mean, I keep on calling him Cohen Carr. He's 6'5". So ideally, even though he's a beast, he's a monster.
Yeah.
You would hope like Nick can match up with that. You would hope Dame can match up with that. Even though Dame is not as wide as Carr, but we'll see on Saturday. The next call, this guy is calling us out actually.
Oh God.
This is a very happy call out. I remember that preseason episode. I think y'all said it was either 6 or 8 points a game for Ngongba.
Cap.
Well, thank goodness y'all were wrong. I think we
Cap.
were all wrong. That dude is a beast. He has stepped up big time for us this year. And that 3-pointer, we'll forgive him for that one he took with like a minute left. But, dawg, that man is a beast.
Well, that is something we do have to address. Number one, that 3-pointer was gonna kill him if we lost this game. Listen.
Yeah.
We saw it against Arkansas. He took a 3 in the clutch that was a little unnecessary, and he cleaned it up. This one gets saved by Isaiah Evans' 3, but man, brother, there was still about 10 seconds on that shot clock, and I do not think we needed you to take that 3. In fact, I think I would have been more comfortable with you even shooting closer to the rim. But like, we still had time to get the ball to somebody, preferably Cam, and you were just gonna live with the shot he takes. But yo, I love the confidence, Pat. We love you, big fella. But nah, we're not gonna take that. But as to your points, you didn't give us your name. We did not say he would average 6 points. That's cap. I think the over-under by Marshall was maybe like 9, 8.5. And we said he'd be around that range, but I don't think we ever went to 6. He's at, what is that now? We have the stats up. 10?
Yeah, it's close to there. Look, there's a lot of season left to be played also. Pat played like 34 minutes tonight. Something, I forget what you said, Zion, earlier, but like
34 years.
Will he play 34 all year? Like, probably not. Incredible that he was able to play as long as he did today. I mean, like, that's huge for our team. But I think most of the discussion in terms of over-unders and trying to decide, whether we go over-under. And frankly, to be honest, I don't remember what I put for him.
No, I think you put over, actually. But I think you said slightly over.
Yeah, I mean, like, because I think it's just really hard when you have guys like Pat and Malik. Well, how often are they going to play? That's kind of the biggest thing. How many minutes, rather, that is to say, are they going to play? Malik still with 6 points. My under on Malik is fried for sure. But it just makes it hard sometimes when you have two guys who are really good and play the same position. So.
Yeah. And regardless, I think Pat, he's at 12.5 actually, so he's well above. But I think more importantly for Pat, he's shown his ability, like his passing ability is so key to his offense. Like, I genuinely believe he saved us in the second half with his passing ability, because if not for that, we would have had so many more empty possessions.
Dude, that one to Malik, the one to cutting Malik, like he
ridiculous.
Put that on a saucer. That was an insane pass. I mean, like, when I knew that Duke was interested in running offense through Cam and Pat a lot. And, I knew Cam, yes, that's a given. And I heard Pat, and I was kind of like, we'll see. Jury's out. But, like, that shows extreme confidence, which is great. But they clearly know what they have, like, in terms of Pat and Malik and Cam. And, I mean, like, there's just so much passing at every position. I mean, it's a luxury.
Well, before you jump into the next call, I do have a comment brought up by Berkeley. Put that on a sausage is
put that on a saucer, dude.
You said saucer.
I said saucer.
Yo,
like what you put a teacup on. Bro, get your mind out of the gutter. What would that even mean? That's insane, dude.
Oh man, but back to the point.
On a saucer, you dummy.
Can we talk about Dame? He's completely disappeared. Yeah. I mean, I'm hoping tonight wasn't a shot in his confidence when he found out he wasn't starting. I thought the starting thing was more matchup wise, and I think because Shire has always said, I have the ability to mix and match. Hemenia was just a better matchup to start. He didn't. He was a little bit visible. I think defensively he had a couple steals tonight. He did. But
led the team in plus minus.
Did he? I think it's gonna take some time. Give him some time. Give him some time to adjust, and he's gonna go through up and downs. I said it on the spaces last week we had. I was talking to his teammate last week during the game, and he was like, "Yeah, Dame is gonna have a lot of these games where he's gonna disappear. Like it just happens with him. And he's young. He's young. He's learning. He's 19. He's adjusting the college game. He's going to be an impact player, I think, by the end of the season, but we're going to have to let the growing pains get out there."
Yeah, and I mean, I think we all knew where he was going to make a big impact was on the defensive end. In a couple of those mid-major games, I know early he was shooting like 40% from three at one point.
Yeah.
That was very small sample size, right? Like a bit mirage-y there. Obviously has not shot well in the last two games. But it'll come with time. It really will. The best way that he can contribute both to our winning and to his draft stock is to be the guy who does all the little things right. Crash the glass, be the best defender on the floor, get good steals, don't turn the ball over. You know what I mean? Like the offense, and make like layups, right? Get to the rack and make some layups. He just might not be a reliable jump shooter this season. If he can even make one a game, I mean, like I think that'd be great. Even if it's 1 for 3, 1 for 4, just give him a little more space because he's got such a lightning first step, right? Like if he can get inside, then he's going to give himself a great opportunity. But spacing's different where he's been playing versus now. It's just going to take an adjustment period. And he is young, like you said.
Yeah, give Dame some time. I think we're gonna see him start getting comfortable. By conference play. Next caller, hold on, Terrell. I just had you, Terrell Bird.
Hey man, it was a great game, great game. Shout out to Slim, man. Hey, stepped up big. Hey, was missing all kind of shots. Hit the biggest one, 5 blocks. That's crazy. Cam put the team on his back again. Hey, we're gonna figure out the offense at some point. Hey, but if I catch another MFer talking about Caleb Foster, I don't care if he had a terrible offensive game tonight. That boy played defense, and that's what I love. And that boy grew up a Duke fan, so the floor slap and everything. But anyways, I still got a lot of faith in the team, bro. They got a long ways to go, and they still winning games, bro. We'll be all right.
Shout out to you, Terrell. Shout out to you. The floor slap we do not talk about. The floor slap, like, bro, come on, Duke, let's get it together. We haven't done the floor.
There wasn't communication on that. That wasn't premeditated. That was just Caleb feeling it.
Yeah,
like he was coasting on vibes. Yeah, for sure. For sure. That was like he watched some old Wojo tape and he was like, I'm getting myself hyped up here, man. Yeah, I thought he did a really nice job on defense today. I mean, like, they were switching everything in a lot of those lineups where he was out there, and like he was getting switched on to like Condon and Howe and like all these dudes. I mean, I thought he played quite well on that end.
Yeah, I think his defense kind of flies under the radar because he's not like off the tape. You're not wild by his defense, but he's gonna be in the right position. He's gonna contest, and he's not really gonna hurt you defensively more often than not. And I mean, you kind of starting to see Florida's guards stink, but like I can't imagine Caleb didn't contribute to that. In the times he was matched up against him, even times against Arkansas against Acuff, he had really good defensive possessions. So I think his defense kind of gets undervalued a lot. Isaiah's 5 blocks. Yeah, we didn't talk about that.
Well, I want to mention about obviously Lee had a terrible game. Boogie, until he went sort of God mode in the last few minutes. And again, a lot of that was he was getting switched on to bigs and then just like
Mm.
cooking dudes because he is lightning fast. That he definitely is. He's still like had 0 assists, 4 turnovers. He must have made 4 shots down the stretch. So that means what? He was like 3 for 12 before that or something like this. I mean, like I thought Duke played especially well on guards and didn't really let them do anything until Boogie started. And again, you got to credit him; he made some really tough shots. And one of the shots he made was that off the back of the rim joint at the end of the
Oh
first
my
half,
goodness, did not
which
deserve
was the makeup shot for the missed goaltend call is what I think.
it.
Sometimes the basketball gods find a way, but
Hey man,
yeah, man.
and speaking on the calls, like uh, I've never seen a college coach challenge that much till tonight. We got 3 challenges tonight. Like dang, Todd Golden, and he didn't get any wrong. So I mean, shout out to him.
Well, one of them wasn't a challenge; it was just he yelled
Oh
about the
yeah,
hostile act thing.
oh yeah, and then
But
you got
yeah,
a call.
if you get and John did the same, the other direction. But if you do a challenge and you get it right, then you do get a second challenge. And I mean, like
Mm.
Golden, for whatever anybody wants to say about him, he is an incredibly smart, analytically minded dude. And I'm sure he sees the value in retention of possession in a game like this that was sort of destined to be a really close game. I was stunned that he pulled the challenge that early. Obviously, it ended up being obvious once you saw the replay, but like I've watched a couple of games this year where there has been a very, very obvious call that should be overturned, and then they don't overturn it.
Mm.
So you're taking a risk every time you do a challenge, even if you think that shit is really obvious. I was pretty impressed by that, frankly. Yeah, he was trying to leverage, anything that he could. I mean, that's what a good coach would do. Like, I
Yeah.
disagree with some of the stuff he was fighting for, but like, I'm sure Florida fans would disagree with the stuff that Coach Shire was fighting for. So, like, it's what it is.
Nah,
He's
for
still
sure.
he's still a really, really good young coach. He's incredible.
We have a little spicy call coming
Oh
in.
God. Okay, let's hear it.
Hell of a Duke win. The one thing Darren Harris needs more minutes. I don't know where it's going to come from. Get him more minutes. His scrappiness. He can shoot the ball. He didn't show it tonight, but he can shoot the ball. He plays with fire. We need that. We need that. Darren Harris, more minutes.
Is that Mr. Mo? Is that our guy, Mr. Mo, calling in?
Is that he did title it as anonymous, so I think it might. There's a chance. There's a chance.
Mo-nonymous. Look, I really like Darren's potential long term. I do think that he has some scrap to him, for sure. He does dive for the ball, which I like. I think that he's got to figure out how to not let guys who are faster than him buy him when he's on defense. I think that is something that a lot of players have had struggles with, young players who aren't like elite, in terms of lateral agility. But like that one play, I forget if it was, I forget who it was on Florida, but like Darren looked like he was trapped in the mud. I mean, like Darren just kind of watched as the guy went by and he was like, well, nothing I can do about that. Like, and again, I don't blame him for the other guy being faster, but like if we're playing a team like Florida, in these big positions, you have to have the coaches have your back in terms of going, well, like, we know this guy can hang on defense and then he's going to give us enough on offense, right? Like in the same way that like last year, Duke fans were sort of clamoring for Slim to play. And, in games where Slim shot, maybe didn't fall right away or the defense, wasn't quite there, he wasn't playing as much, right? And Slim is a weapon. I mean, Slim's incredible and was being talked about as a first-round draft pick. The team knew he was a potential first-round draft pick, and they were still choosing to do it, for whatever reason. I believe personally that it's about defense because we've seen that from Shire over the years as a coach. So Harris has to figure that out. He had the one bad turnover, but
I was praying, man, he hit a shot because he got that offensive rebound. And I was like, yo, okay, I'm going to note that. Darren Harris gets an offensive rebound up 64-61.
I know.
And he just gives it away.
I know. And it was gross. It was a gross play. I mean, honestly, that and the Caden shot, the Caden turnover when Boogie picked his pocket. I mean, we're both kind of those were both plays where you were kind of like, man, you are out here for offense. And if they have your number right now, then it's going to be hard for you to keep playing presently in a game of this magnitude. I still have huge faith in both of these guys. It wasn't their night. I would love them both to continue to grow. But again, I don't know how much you can have him in the rotation in games like this in a big way until he proves it on that next tier of next tier of opponent down. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like what did he play today? He played 9 minutes. I mean, honestly, that was more than he would have played last year, first of all, which is a movement in the right direction. But I would like to see him playing a good 14, 15 minutes against ACC teams where he's given us a lot. And then once that happens, which I think it will, then we'll see him play even more in games like this. But, it's incremental progress with a player like Darren.
Yeah. And I know it's tough for him because he is a shooter and shooters need to be in rhythm so much. So I get, Shire threw him in there specifically because Isaiah Evans wasn't hitting anything. And he was looking for someone. He was literally begging for someone to hit a three. And, I know it's hard for Darren because it's you sit most of the, you play a little bit of the first half, you sit most of the game, you come back in cold. It's going to be very hard to knock down that shot. But that's just the situation with this team is it's a deep team. So, you got to stay ready. What Slim do against Auburn last year, stayed ready. And, we never saw him lead the rotation after that. But, I think for Darren, I think he's still going to be a key player for our team. Monty has a question, I think, piggybacking off of that. Will 7-man rotation concern y'all moving forward in close games?
I don't think it'll be 7. I think it'll be 8.
Yeah, I think it'll always be 8. At least 8.
Yeah. There might be games where one of the bench guys is struggling more or one of the other guys is just playing incredibly well, in which case, sure, then maybe the rotation gets a little shorter. But I don't know. I'm not too worried about it going solely to 7. What? I mean, I guess the implication is that it's the 5 plus Malik and then only one of Caden, Dame, and Darren Harris. I mean, I don't really see that happening. I think it will be 2 of them.
Yeah. Let me put that dude in timeout, bro, because we having comments pop up on the screen. But next caller, it got spicier. It got a little bit spicier. Well, it'll only take maybe 1 or 2 more after this.
It's time to bench Caleb Foster. Not bench him entirely. Take him out of the starting lineup. Replace his minutes with Caden. He makes too many mistakes. He's not very helpful on defense. He's turning the ball over.
He's still on this, bro.
Hit an open 3. He doesn't hit clutch free throws. It's been the same shit 3 years running. He hasn't improved at all. It's time to move on and put the ball in Caden's hands. I know he wasn't great in his minutes tonight, but he's shown he's not going to turn the ball over. He can make free throws.
Literally turned the ball over.
We want in our point guard, and what we need in our point guard, Caden can give us, and Caleb cannot. It's time. Let's move on.
Okay. First of all, you're wrong. Second of all, respectfully, I respect all people's opinions. but you're wrong. You know, people are cooking him in the chat. I want to address this, right? Because I have heard this before of the he hasn't improved. Okay, this is something that's been levied at him, a few times. I just want to read some stats. Okay, let me get all numerical on you. All right. First of all, let's keep it nice and simple. Effective field goal percentage, 52.1 freshman year, 49.1 last year. Obviously dipped. 58.5 this year. Okay. Assist rate, 14.4 freshman year, 17.2 last year, 19.0 this year. The free throw rate, like the amount that he's like getting to the line, and the that's gone up every year. The fouls drawn per 40 is going up every year. His 2-point percentage has gone up every season so far. His 3-point percentage obviously dipped tremendously last year, but this year he's shooting almost 45% from three. His offensive rating is higher than it's ever been. I don't know, man. I don't know what, and obviously his defense is so much better than it's ever been this year. So I don't get it. I get being critical. I get looking at him with a critical eye. If you want to hold some skepticism based on the performance last year and the sort of up and down nature sometimes of his decision making, I think that that's probably fair. But I think people go too far with it, man. They just do. I'm sorry. I was one of the first people last year to say we got to take him to the bench because Sion is clearly better, right?
Yeah.
For this team. So it's not like I'm a blind defender or anything. I'm trying to be really practical and grounded about it. But nothing that Caden has done this year has suggested that it's not even a debate. The idea that it's not even a debate. He's so much obviously better than it's he hasn't really been. I mean, I could look at his numbers too, but I think the eye test sort of suggests that it suggests that Caden is a better passer, right? Which I think is true and is fine and is fair. I think that Caden, he probably outside of that though, I don't know, he's not better on defense. He's
not a better shooter.
He's not a better shooter. He's a better free throw shooter right now, but it's also very limited sample size.
Caleb does got to start hitting free throws, or Caleb, we got to start hitting free throws.
He does. And frankly, I guess I shouldn't say super limited sample size, given that Caden has taken more free throws than Caleb this year, but a lot of that has to do with opponent and everything else, right? It's more complicated than that. So he has good chemistry with his brother, obviously. I don't know, but the defense I think is the most important thing, more than anything else. Unless Caden's offense is so much better than Caleb's. But Caleb is shooting 7% more from three right now.
There were even looks tonight where I was like, oh, the Caleb had a really good look where he shot a little floater and it went in and out. I was like, oh, that's a really good shot. But obviously it's going to register as a miss. Caden had a really good floater as well. But other than that, besides that play, I don't think we saw much from him. And defensively, he wasn't, active. He had a couple rough turnovers, especially obviously the Boogie Slam one. So there was nothing that showed me tonight, Caden needs to be in over Caleb. So I'm confused by that narrative. And
especially especially after that Arkansas game, really?
Yeah.
He was going up against an Acuff and Thomas, two of the sort of flashiest, most interesting freshman guard NBA prospects in the country, and he acquitted himself very, very well in that game. I don't know, that I get that the free throws as a whole are frustrating. I think in general, the fact that we go 1 for 2 on basically every trip to the free throw line is incredibly frustrating. 181st in free throw percentage shooting this year. like that won't cut it. Obviously,
I thought coming
needs
into
to
the
be
year we
better.
were good. I thought coming into the year we were good free throw shooting team.
I think we will be a good free throw shooting team, and we take a lot of them. So like as long as we're taking a lot of them, like look, if you make one free throw out of two on a possession, that guarantees you a point per possession, right? Like, so
Yeah.
you're not coming out of a possession empty. So if you're taking a lot of free throws and you're going 1 for 2, that's better than not getting to the line and shooting really well, right?
Right.
Like, so in that respect, it's not the biggest deal, but like in terms of close games, you just can't be going 1 for 2. And Caleb made some big free throws already this season. Was it the Arkansas game or the Kansas game where he made some big free throws somewhere? I
I think
don't
it was
remember where.
Kansas.
Yeah,
He did
so
make some at Arkansas too, but he missed one too.
yeah, so like, and again, is who else do you want with, like, he's the fastest guy in terms of like a ball handler with the like a primary guard. I think he's got the quickest first step to get around when they throw like a really pesky, like a Boogie Fland on a guy. Caleb
Yeah.
is going to be able to get around and get away from Boogie Fland in a way that Caden, at least right now, he's more reliant on skill. He's more reliant on savvy, IQ, rather
Yeah.
than pure speed. And so I think having somebody like Caleb out there to do some of those things has obvious value to me.
I think I just like to see Caleb a little bit more aggressive, like looking for that shot a little more, especially in times where like this tonight where there was nothing offensively. But
Dude, but that's got to be hard for him because like even in some of those other games, like when he takes a couple of shots in a row and misses them, like that like it's got to be so hard when you have a season like you had last year. You've got to be able to let it go. He is a really good player, and is showing a lot of toughness by coming back this year, playing again. But it's impossible to fully get rid of, like, if you make like a turnover and 2 bad misses in a row. That's got to be a hard thing to shake off because what everybody's saying. Like,
yeah.
Like I don't believe that players fully like invest in that or anything, but like if you played badly and then you have a sequence that goes badly, there is a mental, like, psychological component to the game, and until he plays consistently well without some of those lapses, it's probably got to be on his mind. I think. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but I will say,
this is all hypothesizing.
I will say that's not an excuse though. If it is, like,
It's
I think
not.
he has to
It's
break
not.
out of that. If it is a thing like that, that's something you have to break out of by junior
I
year.
agree. But that's why you keep playing, and that's why you keep putting yourself in that sort of position. And that's why you put yourself in a position to make some bad plays that people will go, "Oh, I got to call into the Crazy Cast,"
Oh
like,
man.
so
Oh man.
I don't know, man. I'm happy with him as the starting guard for now.
Yeah.
I mean, if something changes, sure. I don't think anybody's guaranteed a starting spot outside of one player, but
You need to
like,
relax, man. Y'all need to
yeah,
relax.
people need to relax.
We'll take one more caller because a lot of the callers are just people saying Duke motherfucker on the call. So hold on.
It's pretty funny that we
Man,
get
it
that.
was a great game. Great game.
I am
To
hearing.
Slim,
Hold
man.
on.
Hey, stepped
Hold
That's
up
on.
the same
big.
call. We had that
Was
one
missing
already.
all kind of shots. Hit the biggest
Oh,
one. 5
my
blocks.
fault. I'm hearing something in my headphones. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out where it's coming from. Here's the call. You listen to it and react.
Hey, Crazy Cast, it's Derek here again. Obviously we got the win, filler of a game, a lot of ugly, but at the end of the result, we came out with the win. Hell of a game from Boozer. Even the whole defense as a whole, I think we played strong. Besides, obviously the offensive rebounds, we gave up a lot of those. But Florida's a big team. It's a physical game. I expect us to clean that up as the season goes on. But I just want to hear what you guys' thoughts on, like, offensively, like how we can get some things going, because right now it's just Boozer doing his pretty much everything. Gumbo obviously has played well. He generates some offense at the top of the key because he's one of the best passers on this team. And I just kind of just wondering, like, what you guys' thoughts on where we can go from here on offense because Michigan State is going to be another one that's going to be a tough battle, and no easy buckets are going to be going there. So, how do you guys feel will be on Saturday as well?
I mean, look, because the second half wasn't good. Like, I guess people are concerned that like Cam Boozer is having to shoulder so much of a load for this team. And on one hand, yeah, maybe. For a night when, he's not available, or, if he gets in foul trouble or whatever, then the Duke's got to have some answers for that where there aren't like obvious ones. So I get maybe that concern. But I mean, we've played 2 top 10 defenses so far in Florida and Kansas. We scored over a point per possession in both of them. We have the 6th best offense in the country, according to Ken Pom right now. That will more than suffice, given that we also have a top 5 defense, according to Ken Pom, right? Like, we're shooting 36% from 3, 94th in the country. I think, considering we've played 2 top 10 defenses, that's not that bad. We're top 5 in the country. We're 4th in the country, in fact, in 2-point percentage. We shoot a lot of threes. We have a top 20 assist rate in the country. We have a top 15 effective field goal percentage. We're a top 40 offensive rebounding team. We get to the free throw line. I kind of think our offense is fine. I think our offense is more than fine and more than championship caliber. And, it only becomes a problem being so reliant on Cam Boozer to score a bunch of points a game if Cam Boozer can't score a bunch of points a game, but he can. Like, like what do you want? Like, I almost tweeted in the first half and I didn't. I saved it for the show, but I was watching that footwork and I was like, this is kind of like, I was watching that footwork and his strength against some of Florida's big men and going, this is like, what if Jahlil Okafor, but also he is a terrific passer and also he can shoot threes and also he's like a little more fleet of foot. And I was like, oh, that's a player of the year. Duh. That's an obvious, like, so why wouldn't you feed the guy like over and over and over again? He's a stud. So like, let the man cook, I say. And, and also the beautiful thing that's going to happen this year, and I can't believe more teams haven't done it. I can't believe Calipari didn't do it. I can't believe Florida didn't do it. Why aren't teams doubling him? I know the answer to that. The answer to that is Cam's a very, very good passer. And so then if you double team Cam Boozer, he's going to find the open man, and then that open man is going to have an open shot. But at a certain point, if guarding him one-on-one is not working, you have to do something else. And if they don't do something else, then it is your obligation as a Duke coach to say, get the ball to the guy who's being guarded one-on-one who cannot be stopped, right? You have to do that over and over again. It's your moral responsibility. So I don't have any problems with the offense. Yeah, it was a bad second half today. But again, top 10 defense, an elite first half offensively. So I don't really care.
Yeah, I'm in that same boat. I don't think if you're a team that chooses not to double Cam Boozer, then you're just gonna have to live with him dropping 25, 27, 30. Like, that's what he's gonna get. And I think Kansas actually, I don't know why people don't double him, because I thought Kansas did a great job of doubling him and making him work. And in the end, they almost pulled out a win. But I guess every coach is a little bit different, believes in their defense a little bit more. I mean, Florida, I guess you thought you had a Cam Boozer stopper and Chinyelu, but I mean, if you're guarding him one-on-one, there's not one man in college basketball that's stopping that dude.
There was enough evidence today to suggest do something different. And obviously the Arkansas game was ridiculous, like putting Trayvon Brazile on an island against Cam Boozer. Like, what do you do? I mean, I know he's like he's like 6'10", 230. I get that he's like theoretically built to handle a situation like that, but like, people are rapidly figuring out that it's not that simple. And so if I was an opposing coach, we'll see what they do on Saturday.
That's gonna be interesting, yeah.
Because if I were them, I would say to what's his name, Kohler and Cooper, I'd be like, both of you get in his face, punch him in the mouth, make him wish he didn't have the ball, and dare the rest of Duke to beat you. Like, that's what I would do. And it's very, very likely that Cam Boozer is just a good enough passer that he'll find Pat, he'll find Slim, he'll find the cutters, and then like it's possible that that Coach Shire. Sorry, I keep saying John because he went to school at the same time as me. I should just call him Coach. But like I bet they probably did a lot of game planning, assuming that he was going to draw double teams and having a bunch of like plays ready for that. And they're just not double teaming him. I don't get it.
I don't get it. I mean, especially the way we're shooting.
Duke is prepared for it. I've no doubt. But like, man, what are you doing? Like, but whatever, man. I think the offense is really, really good. I think it's really good, and I would feed Cam Boozer as much as humanly possible. And there will be a game at some point where Duke shoots a lot of threes, like tonight, and shoots way not well enough, and we're gonna lose a game somewhere, right? And it'll probably be because of that. Fair enough, but like that doesn't mean you go away from a thing that works. And right now, again, 75 points against Arkansas, against Texas, 67 possessions, 78 points against Kansas in 66 possessions, 80 points against Arkansas, 70 possessions, 67 points against Florida in 65 possessions. That's easily the worst performance we've had. And it was still over a point per possession. Like, the offense is really, really good, guys.
Shout out to Thorny. This is for you, man.
Duke, motherfucker.
You asked for it, so
that was the best one. I wanted like a stretched out I want like.
There's a couple like Isaiah Evans and Mother Evan, but I was just like, nah.
The one you played, that dude was inside. I'll tell you right now, that dude was inside.
He was whispering.
He was indoors. Yeah.
Parents were sleeping.
Yeah. His old lady's in the next room, trying to watch her stories, and he's not trying to get the rolling pin. You know what I mean? Yeah. No, but thanks for everybody for calling, man. I mean, these are good calls.
Thank you. This was definitely a fun time with calls today. We would like y'all to call at any point, so it doesn't have to be, after a game. You just leave a message, and we'll get to it later. We appreciate y'all. Shout out to the second time callers, or one second time caller, Derek. Shout out to you, man. If you're in New York and you listen to WFAN, that's the vibe I'm trying to get. Shout out to my New Yorkers or my sports listeners. But yeah, big game Saturday. We might have a guest. Well, he texted me today. Hold on. Let me just make sure.
Well, you'll definitely have a guest. It's just a matter of who the guest is.
Oh yeah. Because Russ might be out for like 10 minutes of it, and then he'll join us midway. But
hopefully it depends how long the game goes. I'm on dad duty, so I'm not going to be able to come in until the baby's down for a nap.
Yeah, because the game starts at 9 a.m. for you. That's crazy.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see. We'll see if y'all go for an hour. I should be able to join for like the back half for sure.
Okay, yeah. So the guess he said he thinks he can make Saturday work. Andre Dawkins.
Okay.
A friend of the pod. Yeah. So we're bringing in the shooters. We're bringing in the shooters.
Shooters got to shoot.
So we'll see. We'll definitely be live Saturday. This is a crazy week. Shout out to Duke football, ACC championship on Saturday as well. It's a big Saturday for Duke University.
So good. So good.
We'll need a fun Saturday of a championship and a 10-0 Duke Blue Devils. But
I also want to say real quick, because people get on me about not being like nice to the ACC or whatever. Mm-hmm. First of all, if anything should have shown you that there should be no such thing as conference allegiance, it's absolutely what has happened as a result of Duke football making the ACC championship and people's responses, right? Second of all, though, I floated out there that I thought like the ACC and this SEC challenge would win like 5-ish games, like somewhere in there. And they've already won 5. I did not think Syracuse.
We won 5?
Tennessee. Yeah, Virginia Tech won in overtime. Syracuse beat Tennessee, which I think is incredible. Miami beat Ole Miss on the road, which is pretty tough. Notre Dame beat Mizzou. which again I find a little surprising.
And
And
Mark
then
Mitchell.
obviously Duke won. Yeah, and California is in the lead against Utah right now. Oh, that's not SEC though. And then obviously UNC Kentucky, we'll see. But like, you know,
I think Kentucky's gonna win.
it might get more like 7. I still think SEC has more like wins that should be obvious. Like,
The
you
ACC
know,
is better this year.
Louisville should beat Arkansas. You know, like
Yeah.
you know, there's stuff like Auburn should beat NC State probably at Auburn. I haven't been like too impressed with them right now. Alabama should beat Clemson. LSU should beat Boston College, although I guess anything's possible, maybe. But I don't know. We'll see. Am I pulling for the ACC in this Kentucky game? Hell no.
Hell no. Hell no.
I wish the entire ACC went 1-0.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care.
And so I could laugh. I know that the argument is the ACC needs to win out of conference games in order for the ACC games to mean more in the tournament, like committee setting, which, like, you know what? Fair enough in that respect. But like UNC is a stone cold exception to that rule. They can lose every single game.
Don't care.
My pettiness knows no bounds. I don't know what, like,
yeah.
I'm trying to think of a situation, you know, like if UNC was somehow involved in all this madness with the football thing, I'd be like, you know what, then Duke, if it meant Duke doesn't go to the ACC championship game, if it hurt UNC in some way or another, I'd be like, you know what?
Facts.
I do like hurting UNC though. I do like hurting UNC.
If it kept UNC from like a bowl game, like yeah. We don't need that.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Like
so now I just get to hope that you know, Duke wins on Saturday in football. And then we get an ACC title, and then they send like James Madison or somebody to the playoff, and then it makes everybody all mad because James Madison's in there or something. Like,
I'm all for chaos.
Chaos, especially with college football, it's ruining college sports.
It is.
I couldn't care any less. Other than I want Duke to succeed. That's all I want. So, you know, Wait, what was Monty's getting your money back from? What was? Oh, UNC Syracuse. Oh, no. Was that you?
No. Getting my money back is ACC making the Elite Eight more than SEC teams. Remember that? You bet with him.
Oh, last year? Yeah. Who did I bet? I made a bet that UNC would be better than Syracuse this year with somebody, and I think I made a bet with frequent Crazie talk on Twitter about the ACC not being a top 3 conference this year.
The ACC will be better though this year. It's going to be much better.
They're definitely better. It's one of the. I think it's the best one since like 2019, maybe, which is good, but it's still just notably behind the other 3. There's just too many teams in the ACC that suck. It's just it's an impossible task. Like Georgia Tech sucks, Boston College sucks, Pittsburgh, with respect to Jeff Capel, sucks. Florida State is going to at least be fun, but they're not great. You know, like teams like Notre Dame, Stanford, whatever. They got like 1 or 2 dudes that are interesting. Virginia Tech, but like. And then like Syracuse, I mean, are we buying like the coaching there in a big game?
They have a better team. But they'll be like borderline.
They do. They're real talented. There is no question Syracuse is talented enough that in a neutral coach environment, they should be a lock for the tournament. But will that actually happen?
We'll see.
I don't know.
Big win tonight, though.
Huge win tonight, and none of their losses have been bad. They only beat Monmouth at home by 5, but, you know, whatever. FSU, I thought, looked pretty good early in the year when they played Florida. The kid Robert McRae is really good, but, yeah, they got waxed by Georgia.
Yeah.
Just massacred tonight.
Also, yes, Kyle Jackson, this is being recorded. Go to either YouTube, type in Crazy Cast, or you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify as well after. And then someone said something. Oh, yeah. Shout out to the women's soccer team as well. I didn't want to leave them out. They're in the Final Four. So shout out to them. And then Sam said, Did one of y'all say we're only gonna have one more quad one win? Well, right now, technically, this game is a quad two. Tonight is a quad two, but eventually, we're expecting this one to be a quad one. Eventually, down the road.
What? This is a quad 2 game right now. Why?
Yeah, Florida's like 33 in the net.
Yeah, that'll change. The net is always weird at the beginning of the year. The net's always weird at the beginning of the year. Yeah, it says it's 2 right now. That's insane. This will be a quad 1 game for sure. Yeah, I mean we've got Michigan State road, Texas Tech neutral should be Louisville away. Obviously is quad 1. At California, sneaky could be quad 1, which would be nice. I'm going to go to that game. Louisville at home will be quad 1,
Quad
and
one.
then UNC at home might be quad 1. Like UVA at home might be quad 1 if you believe in them. Like Clemson at home if you really believe in them. But like I'm not huge on Clemson being quad 1 at home. Good, like top 30 good.
Do we go to NC State? We go to NC State, or did we host?
We go to NC State.
That's
Yeah.
quad 1.
Yeah, but that's not at home though. I was only looking at the quad 1 games at home.
Okay.
Louisville will definitely be a quad 1 game at home. UNC, good chance, coin flip chance. Virginia, Clemson, maybe less than a coin flip chance, right? But but then we'll still have the Texas Tech game. We'll have the Michigan game. We'll have a bunch of road games like the State game, like the UNC game, like the Louisville game. Again, maybe Cal. That would be really interesting if that could stay quad 1. Yeah, we'll have a fine schedule in terms of sheer number of quad games. Like currently projected by Bart Torvik that we'll play 14 quad 1 games on the season, which would obviously be a huge improvement over recent years.
What we have last year, like 5?
I'd have to look it up. It was more than 5. But yeah, I mean, playing the out of conference slate that we did obviously helps with that in a huge way, right? Like we're getting like 6 quad 1 games, maybe, or like 5 to 6. You know, outside. I think we played 12 pre-tournament last year.
Okay.
And again, last year we tried to like schedule more. That was like the first year where we were really trying, like because in 2024 we played 9 quad 1 games total. And in 2023 we played 11 again. We just lost a lot of them. So yeah, it's going to be a really good schedule, but like winning at home quad 1 games, like those are such luxuries to get them at home. Yeah. So fingers crossed we get at least another big one.
Well, yeah. Well, that's it for tonight. We appreciate y'all for tuning in again, once again, to the Crazy Cast. Shout out to Isaiah Slim, Showtime, Evans on his big game winner. Hold on, I gotta play that one more time. One more time. I gotta see that shot one more time, bro. You know, just to go out on, man. Isaiah Slim. Look at that. I knew he was gonna hit that. Out to Isaiah Slim. Great win. We'll be back on Saturday after Michigan State. Hopefully after a 10-0 Duke start. Shout out to y'all. Go Duke. DDMF.